Hi everyone, it's Carlin here from May Blossom Design. And about a month ago, Vevor reached out to me and they asked me to review one of their pottery wheels. So I, of course, said yes. And it's already up on my channel. And if you haven't had a chance to watch it, please do so. It's down in the description below. I'll link it down there. And I'll also link the discount code for that wheel. But what I thought I'd do is in that video, I made a couple of these vases with that pottery wheel. So what I thought is why not show you what you could potentially make on your Vevor pottery wheel. I threw this on the wheel, but now that I've bisqued it, I thought why not glaze it and show you the whole process of from making it all the way to final use. So I also recently purchased Mayco's Stroke Coat. I bought 12 sample colors, and I've been seeing lots of like rainbow-esque type runny, drippy, fun things. So I thought, why not try it with Stroke Coat? Because I've never used Stroke Coat before. So why not give that a try? So not only am I going to use something that I made on the Vevor pottery wheel, but I'm going to experiment and we're going to do it together, and then we're going to fire it and we're going to pull it out of the kiln together to see what we can actually make and finish and potentially use from throwing on a Vevor pottery wheel. So let's get started and let's get glazing. Okay, so here are the two vases that we're going to do. They're pretty similar in shape, very similar in size, and I think it'll be a good test. Now, I want runs and I want drips and I want all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to use two glazes that I know make runners. They make runners out of basically anything. Stable glaze, not stable glaze, they're runners. First being pearl white, 100% runner always. And then soft white. Soft white can be a runner. It's not quite as bad as pearl white, but they both do beautiful things to glazes. So I want to give one pearl white and one soft white and see kind of what the difference is. First of all, I'm just going to put 2 coats of pearl white and soft white on each of them. I'm just going to do a wonky pattern, but I'm not going to go past this highest part of this because I want it to drip off of that. So I'm going to do 2 different combos. I'm going to do like, not necessarily like a rainbow because I don't have an orange. I thought I had an orange, but the pack doesn't have an orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these 5 colors on the pearl white one. So it will be Wine About It, Teal Next Time, Just Froggy, Dandelion, and Cheeky Pink. And what I'm going to do, what I've seen lots of people do is actually just kind of use their finger to kind of like muck it about. So I think that's what I'm going to do because I want to keep it thick enough. I need to keep it a little bit thick. So I'm also going to put it with colors that are going to mesh well together. So like I'm not going to touch the green to the pinks. I'm going to keep it so that the greens only touch the yellow and the teal. So they come in little squeeze bottles, kind of like paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, squeeze it on. And I was pretty generous. I don't know if I need to be that generous, but, and I'm just going to kind of mess it about. I think I'll do green in 3 different spots. So yeah, I'm just kind of be like, not messy with it, but, and also get it on the rim. But I'm doing it quite thick. Or I feel like this is quite thick. Okay, so that was my 3. Then I'm going to do the yellow. So the dandelion. Now, when I'm going to mix this, I'm going to mix it a little bit. So keep your paper towel, keep your paper towel handy, because what I'm going to do is I want to keep the green from like not touching the yellow, but I also want, I need just a touch more. It's a bit too much. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to kind of mesh them a bit together right where they touch so that everything kind of will hopefully mix together the way that I'm thinking it might. So I'm going to do the teal. Let's do the pink right here. Okay, so let's try the dark red. Okay, so when this dries, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pearl white and I think I'm going to put a thin line of pearl white on top of here so that not only does the bottom move, but the top kind of pulls it down, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do. So once this is dry, I will do that. But now let's do the soft white one. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brush for that one instead of just mucking around with my fingers. But yeah, I think I'm going to use a brush and I'll paint it on and we'll see how that works as opposed to using just your fingers. So I'm still just going to squeeze it on, but I'm just going to use a brush to move it kind of where I want. This one's a bit thicker. And again, don't forget your rim. And I'm not going all the way to the bottom because, like I said, they do move. So, oh, sorry, I should mention what these are. This one is going to be Blue Isle, Blue Dawn, Dandelion, and Pinkaboo. So again, I'm just going to kind of mix them two together so that when they do move together, hopefully they kind of do a little bit of a blend. And I think that's hopefully what the soft white and the pearl white will do is blend them together as they're moving. But we shall see. Okay, so then that is the second one that I did with a brush. I don't know that it's going to really make much of a difference. I'm not sure. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to let these dry really good. Then we'll come back and I'll show you what I mean by putting a little bit of pearl white and soft white on the top once these are good and dry. Okay, so these are dry enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take pearl white and soft white. Obviously, make sure you remember which one is which. I'm going to take my pearl white and all I'm going to do is just do literally just the rim because I know that this is going to move. I don't know. I don't know for sure because I've never used Stroke and Coat before, but I've used pearl white and I know that it's a runner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it pretty thick on the rim, I think. Yeah, so just like that. Now, I also did another one off camera, and I did it with pearl white as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing, but this one's going to go on the inside. So I'm just going to make sure that the inside of the vase is really thick because I want it to run all over the place on the inside. And then outside, just a teeny bit on the rim. I don't want it to be as thick on the outside as on the inside on this one. So now for the soft white, I also did one off camera for this one too, but so for the soft white, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be just a little bit different than the pearl white. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little band right along the top and on the rim. So then this one, I also did this one fully in soft white, but then I just took my finger and I just kind of dragged the color all the way down and I did it in pretty much a rainbow, except for the orange because the kit didn't come with an orange. But so I kind of really interested to see what this one does. It will definitely go on a cookie. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this one does. The next step is just to wait till they're dry. Then we're going to load them in the kiln and we'll see how they turn out. So meet me back in what will feel like probably 3 seconds, but in reality, it will be a couple days. Okay, so I have fired the kiln. I didn't put any cones in here, but I know that it was with the schedule that I use, which I will put in the description below. It's usually about a cone 5.5. And I just find that most glazes really like that. So anyway, I can't show you everything that's in here, but I can show you the vases that we did. So I haven't seen them. So we are at 140 degrees, so maybe still a little warm, but we're going to open it up anyway because I want to see what these look like. So yeah, let's open up the kiln. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, they're not quite what I expected. They're not bad. Oh, they are warm. Okay, so here's the first one. This is the one that we did with, I think this one was soft white. So wait, let me get some gloves. Okay, so this one was soft white. I remember we put the other rim of soft white on the top. I think it helped pull it down a little bit, but I could have gone like way thicker because like the blue stands out, but nothing else does. I mean, it's not bad. It's just like a little vase, but it's definitely not what I expected. And it didn't run like I expected it to either. Okay, so that's one. This is the other one we did. This one worked out better. So this one had pearl white underneath. So the 2 coats of pearl white, and then it just had a little rim of pearl white on the outside and then pearl white on the inside. So I'm glad I didn't put it on the outside because it definitely worked better on the outside. And you could totally go way thicker than I did with the Stroke and Coat for sure. But that one turned out really cute. Yeah, that one's cute. Now this one, okay, so this is the one I was looking forward to, and this one did the least. I mean, right here it looks really pretty. These are hot. And again, it didn't run, I mean, it did what soft white does, but it didn't really move anything. So Stroke and Coat is definitely very stable. I will say that because soft white and pearl white aren't getting it to move. So that's saying something. But here we go. So there's the top. It's really pretty. Like it's pretty for a simple little vase, but it didn't get kind of the dynamic vibe that I was looking for. Like it's still pretty, don't get me wrong, but maybe not quite as what I was thinking. I'll have to do some more experiments, but these were good. So I think there's just one left, but I can't show you what is in the rest of this. So let me take this out and then I'll get the very last one and we'll see what it looks like. So to give me like 3 seconds. Okay, so here's the last one and it turned out more like what I was expecting. Look at that. That one's super cute. So I believe this one has pearl white. And again, I think I just did, I'll have to go back and look. Pretty sure I did. Just the little bit on the rim. And this one turned out super cute. Again, I could go thicker because maybe not on the blues or the greens, but on the pinks or the reds or yellows, they could definitely be thicker. I think those are super cute. So that's what we made on our Vevor pottery wheel. I think they turned out great, especially since I've never used Stroke and Coat before or done anything like this. I think they turned out okay. I definitely need to do some more experimenting, but that's just what pottery is basically. You have to experiment, you have to test, you have to try new things. And sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. I think we have some winners for sure. There was a couple that I think were really cute in there. Yeah, I'm really happy. This is what I made from start to finish on my little Vevor pottery wheel. If you guys have used Vevor pottery wheel, let me know in the comments. If you've tried Stroke and Coat, let me know in the comments. If you have any tips for using Stroke and Coat, please leave them in the comments and let me know if I did something wrong or if this is just how they are. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And if you have any questions about the Vevor pottery wheel, please let me know and I will try to answer them as best I can. I'll leave the link to the wheel in the description below along with a discount code and my original review. So if you guys want to take a look at that, you can. And if not, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.